Welcome to Oregon Springs for this first look map tour with me, MrSealyp. Here we are in the good old US of A. We are at Oregon Springs. This is a new map. Came out, well, 2 days ago now. I'm trying to think. Been trying to keep up with all the maps that have been coming out. This is by Richard-NLD Farmers. I'm assuming that's Richard of NLD Farmers, or it might be Richard and NLD Farmers. It's never always quite clear. This is seasons ready, as you've seen from the thumbnail, and I have been pleasantly surprised by this map. I know that sounds really condescending, and it's not meant to be. If you've watched any of my first look videos, if you've watched any of my Let's Plays, you'll know that I don't tend to go for American maps. Not because I don't like them, not because the maps are no good, not because, whatever, I'm not anti-American. It's just they don't fit my kind of gameplay style. I did Westbridge Hills a while back. That was because I played it a lot on FS15 and there weren't as many maps to choose from on FS15. So I've kind of gone more for those English maps, which not everybody likes, and I get that. But having a look around this, I like this a lot. I am very torn at the moment because I'm in the process of preparing to start a new Let's Play. And I'm incredibly tempted by this map. And like I say, if anyone knows me, if they've been watching any of my Let's Plays and first looks, you'll know that's a big thing. For me to be tempted, but you'll see why as we go around. This is the farm. When you start the game that you begin at, this is our farmhouse. Very, very nice looking building. And I did panic straight away. I thought, there must be an American flag flying somewhere. There must be. It's alright, it's there behind the tree. Whew. This map has got a real, I don't know what it is. It's a really lovely feel to it, a flow to the map that works really, really well. I like the fact you've got a real mix of colour. Just looking along the horizon with the trees, different colours. And I haven't got seasons on or anything on this one for the first look, but it just has a nice feel. It's not too flat, it's not too plain, it's not too barren. Some of the American maps are very, very big with very, very big fields, and sometimes it can feel a bit sparse because there's not a lot between those maps. This has got stuff all over that breaks up the map nicely. The fields are very, very big, and it works. Again, you'll see as we go around. What we'll do, we'll have a quick look in the map. So we start up here, the northwestern part of the map, and this is where we start off at our little farmhouse just here. We start off with fields 1, field 3, field 4 and field 15. As far as I can make out, that's all of them. And there are 36 fields, I believe, in total. Interestingly though, of all of these fields, only one of them has a mission available on it, and that is field 5, which is up here. On the bit of blurb that's on the Farming Simulator website, it says that because of the field shapes, and when you look at them, this is the other thing that I think stands out for me compared to a lot of the other American maps that have come out. The fields aren't squared off, they're not rectangular, there's some really interestingly shaped fields here. So I can understand why getting the AI to work for missions and actually how the field would work, I can kind of understand why that's proved quite difficult. So field 5, as far as I'm aware, is the only field that you can do missions on. But when you start off with fields like 4 and 3 and 1, they're fair size fields. You're going to be able to get going very, very quickly. For the fact that field 4's got corn in already, if you were going to do a big old silage harvest, you could sell a load of silage, make a load of money, and then you're on the, on the roll to start buying fields. As far as prices go, pretty average for Farming Simulator. Nothing too extravagant and over the top. Nothing so low that you don't feel you can make any headway. I'm playing this on normal, but they're all looking pretty good. Quite a few sell points to choose from. You've got the train station, Pete's Diner, Oregon Springs Pacific Grain and Blue Line Feeds are your main 4 sell points for everything. And then we've got Mary's Farm for manure. You've got the Oregon Springs Biomass plant, which is for your silage, slurry, digestate, no, slurry I think it is, and manure. Your Oregon Springs Garden Centre for your spinnery, for selling your wool. Then we've got the sawmill, obviously for wood chips and timber. And then Right Agribusiness for slurry. But interestingly, on the map, I couldn't find Right Agribusiness on there. It's got to be about somewhere. I just couldn't find it. But that might just be me being a little bit blind while I'm doing it. Now, as far as vehicles go, let's see what we start off with. We've got a Deutz-Fahr Agrostar 661. I love this tractor. I love the noise it makes when it starts up. It's got a brilliant soundtrack to it. Very, very nice. Case 1455 XL, a Fendt 300. It's a nice little starting tractor. I like that. The Massey Ferguson Activa 7347. I like the fact you start with a corn header. It's only a small one, not very, very big, 5.7 metres, but the fact you've got a cornfield off the start, it's nice that you've got that header. You haven't got to buy one to get going. Regular header, FarmTech trailer, quite a small one, but you do start with the trailer. Horsch Terrano cultivator. Well, I think that's like a culti plough type thing, isn't it, that one? Might just be a cultivator, I think. Great Plains Seeder. You do start with a Tempo F8 as well, which is nice because then that gives you, that kind of covers all of the seeding that you need to do. So if you want to put corn, maize, whatever you want to call it, back into the ground, plus sugar beet, plus sunflower, you can do all of those. Amazon sprayer, a couple of weights, and the pickup. So, that's not bad to be getting on with. If we look on the map again, there are main roads, metalled roads, as you can see directly in front of us here. Look, the cars are on. But this map is crisscrossed with tracks, like gravelly type tracks. So you can get around the map very, very easily. It's not like you've got to do one route round or it's going to take you a long time to get across it. It's a fair sized map, but it's very easy to traverse around. You won't have too much problem at all. We start here, and there's no real east-west. It's hard to say this road runs east-west. It doesn't, because they kind of snake around all over the place. But anyway, we're going to head to our right now, to the rest of our farm. The other thing I like about this feel to it, is that kind of the farm split across the main road. I don't know what it is. I honestly mean I've been quite blown away by this. It's a brilliant map. So here we've got our farm silo. The farm silo itself, I'm trying to think what it was. I did have a quick look. 1 million litres. That's not bad. When you look at the size of the silos, the bins, whatever you want to call them, not bad. I do like this addition, like the dryers for the bins. It's brilliant. Very, very good details. When we get around the map later on, there's a couple of silos at one of the other farms that has the like the augers sitting there on the ground. But anyway, we'll get to that in a bit. Plenty of barn space, shelters and barns all over the place. When you drive on these, you get that nice kind of crackly, gravelly sound. I know it looks like a kind of dirt, but it's almost got that gravelly sound to it. And on the other side of the road is where all of our barn space and our vehicles are pretty much kept. Fuel tanks, again, it's a different look. Not just your bog standard fuel tank. I like that. We have got where are we? Seed and fertilizer refill points just here, and then we'll quickly get into looking into the barns. Very modern looking barns. Nice smooth animation. So some of our equipment in here, very clean and tidy and neat in here. Lovely. So some of the equipment in here, some on this side. Some of these barns, I would say some of these barns are pretty much all the same kind of model, although there are some that have this kind of rear office space to it with an upper kind of, I'd say loft, I don't know, loft space, whatever you want to call it, storage above, should you want to store anything up there. I don't know what you would store up there, but with more of our machinery tucked in here. I like the fact you've got 3 doors on these, plenty of space to get in and out. And that's pretty much it for your main farm. But again, with this is not it's not like rolling hills or anything like that, but it's not flat. There's enough on here to give it a realistic feel. And according to the blurb, again, this is based on a real place, but I think the map maker changed it a little bit to make the gameplay more fun. That's what I kind of got from the gist of reading it. But into the pickup, and let's get on. I'm going to do excuse me, I'm going to do a clockwise tour round. I'm going to start kind of anti-clockwise, weirdly enough. I'm going to head out from where we are now down towards field 3, then go round over the top of the map and do a kind of clockwise tour round. I might jump cut between some of the places because it's quite a drive between some of the points on the map, but I do like as well the fact that the sell points are nicely spaced around the map as well. So make sure I'm on the correct side of the road for the US. Some of these fields are huge, and actually what I will do is have a quick look at field prices. Now, if any of you watched my first look on Oakfield Farm that went out yesterday, if you haven't, go and have a look. It's a brilliant first look. Just blowing my own trumpet a little bit, but it's very, very good. Field prices on there were very, very, I say very, very low, were very, very affordable, let's put it that way. There was an 11 hectare field that was 188,000. This field is a 6.5 and it's 532,000. So the field prices are quite high, but they are big fields, don't get me wrong. But it's one of those situations where it's going to take you a little while, a bit of plugging away, to get the money to start increasing your portfolio of fields, I think we'll call it. There are a couple of grass fields you can buy up, but if you look around the map, there's plenty of grass around the edges of all the fields, and I think in a lot of places wide enough that you won't get that sign coming up saying you don't own this field. So as far as mowing goes and baling and stuff like that, you could probably get away with it around the map without having to buy up grass fields, I think. But anyway, right, we're heading kind of northwest now, up to the top corner of the map, between the 2 fields we own, 3 and 4. And like I say, what I like about it is it is open. There are no fences, not many hedges that I recall coming across as I had a quick whiz round. But there are trees dotted around, clumps and clusters of trees to break it up, which is really, really nice. So the first of the features that I like, not the first of, I've already said a load, but here we are, Woodhaven. I like that. Woodhaven, lumber and millwork. Now, to open these barriers, they're not automatic. Jump out, circle, and away goes the barrier. Very, very nice. We see the return of the mill pond. We haven't seen that on many maps that have been released recently, not on console anyway. I always like the mill pond on Bjornholm on FS15. But if we just whiz around here, we've got a lumber sell point just here with the crane. Always fun to get to grips with using the cranes on here. And if we go across, there's not actually a level crossing bit here, is there? Just have to kind of bump across the tracks. Should have gone around the other side. We've got sell point just here, and this is the train station, because obviously this is the end of the line that comes down to the mill pond, and it goes off into there, into the tunnel. But this is the train station sell point just here. Now the mill pond is an interesting one. We have got, and I have noticed this again, most of the points around the map, there's fertiliser and seed refill points. So what I did, just to check to make sure the mill pond was actually a working mill pond and not just kind of there for show or anything, I cut down a tree, chopped a lump off, came over here and threw it, boom, happy days, except it didn't go in the water. Here's an interesting point about this map. all of the water on this map, the little lakes, the little ponds, have an invisible barrier. I can't drive into it. It hits, bump, and won't go any further. You can't drive into the water on any of them, which was interesting. So my log hit an invisible barrier, didn't go anywhere. So I started to panic and think, actually, maybe this is not a working mill pond. But when you come around to this side here, there is a hazard marked area. If you are going to use the mill pond, you need to be around this side more than anywhere else in here. Throw it from here, or with a lorry or trailer, whatever you're going to do, and it will work fine from here. So, moving on. Leaving Woodhaven. And now heading across the top of the map-ish. Oh, yeah, forest. Forgot. Oh, just on the left here. Forest. Plenty of forestry. There's forest dotted around. I'm trying to think where we've got them. Pretty much in the corners of the map, I think, from looking at it. Up here in the northwest corner, down in the southwest corner, and I'm not too sure. No, it might not be in the southeast or northeast. It might just be these two corners. You've got Sawmill in the southwest, and then the train station up here with the mill pond are located where the forests are. So I think it's just those 2 points. But there's plenty of forestry to do, and there are loads of trees all around the map anyway. So if you did get, if you decide you're going to run out, you can make the most of all the other trees that are around the map. So carrying on across this main road, it does say stop, so I will do just that. I think the mix of different sorts of trees and the different colours really makes it stand out. Field textures and crop textures look a little bit different, which gives it a nice feel. This was something I've never come across before on a console map, but I like it, and I do like the signs. Full Heart Farm. Now this is predominantly a chicken farm, but I think there's a barn here as well for selling bales, straw, grass, etc. Now I've got to find the trigger here. Circle. There we go. That's really cool. Really cool. I like that. Now this is one of the larger chicken... Oh, it's not even a chicken coop, is it? As far as a chicken run goes, it's huge. I'm not quite sure how easy finding the eggs is going to be in here. Unless they're all kind of clustered in one area. This is a big area to be moving around in. Opening gate as well. I don't know why, unless you've got so many eggs you need to drive a lorry in or something to collect them, but we have got an opening gate, which is very nice. What is good about this map as well, I'm going to keep saying that, there are lots of things that are good about this map. I think we'll just take it for granted there are a lot of good things on this map. Let's just say now, there are a lot of good things on this map. These little kind of farmsteads, homesteads, are dotted around the map. So whilst they are sell points as well, there is barn space, so you can kind of locate yourself wherever you want around the map. You're not kind of stuck with one main farm that you've got to work out of, and then you can put placeables out if you want to. I like the fact that you've got these big open spaces, you've got barn space, so you can leave vehicles dotted around wherever you want them, really. But the silos, again, it's these little touches, the augers for loading and unloading. I mean, these aren't usable. This one, this is just for show, but I do like the detail on them. So there's your straw bale sell point, just here. Getting rid of straw and hay. If you've got a load extra, that pesky straw and hay you just can't get rid of, this is where you get rid of it. Look at the views. It is great. It really has kind of, I don't know. I am sorely tempted. I really am. In doing this as a Let's Play, but Oakfield came out as well, and it's one of those unfortunate things that Giants do every now and again. Rather than like bringing out one map a month or something like that, and you're thinking, okay, I'll do one on this, and then I'll have a look at this, and you bring out good maps slap bang on top of each other, and it's really hard to decide which one to go for, and I really don't have the time to do all of them. That's the problem. I wish I did. But anyway, let's carry on. We're going to get to the main road, and we're going to head to... trying to think what's next. Might be pigs next, I think. Right, we are though next to field... hang on, which one is it? This side, field 5. This is the mission... oh, I've typically parked right in the way, haven't I? Let's move that out of the way. This is the field that you can do missions on. The only field you can do missions on. So if you like doing missions, you're going to be kind of stuck really with what you can do on this one only. So heading up the hill-ish, we're heading towards the northeast part of the map. And we come to, hopefully, in the right place, the pig farm. I like all the storage space, but this is a nice one, and it's different because it's split, and you don't often get that with the pig farms. You've got pig pens and pig sties over this side, water trough just here, your purchasing point and unload point. I need to get this right. Where was it? Yeah, so you've got pig sties and pig pen this side, and across the other side of this quite large kind of courtyard area there's another bit that side. So I'm assuming when you buy them, sorry pictures there, when you buy them, whether it splits them between the two I'm not 100% certain, but it's a nice feature. Oh, here we go. So just here you can purchase your pigs and have them delivered directly to you for a fee, or if you want to buy them yourself and bring them here, this is where you would unload them from. The door's open, I believe, as well this side. There we go. But we do have fuel, and if we whiz across the other side, oh, we've got one as well. Liquid fertiliser, not fit for drinking. I don't know why anyone would drink liquid fertiliser. That's bizarre. Is there a tank that says liquid fertiliser fit for drinking? I don't know if there would be. Fountains, there are a few of these dotted around the map. Like I said, all the water courses, the ponds and little lakes, etc., because of the barriers on them, you can't fill up a water trailer from any of the water sources, so you're going to have to use the fountains that are dotted around. Now, I'm hoping on this side, oh, there we go, we have a gate, and you've got your feed trough this side, which is interesting. So you've got your water trough over on that one, you've got your feed trough over on this one, and I think the barn that we were just over by is where you put your straw for bedding. I think it goes out in that barn just over here, as far as I can gather. Right, that's the pig farm, but it's nice, it's good, it's different. It's not the usual fare you get on maps. Often the pig farms are quite small and compact, and you don't get a lot. Oh, manure, there we go, just there, your manure point. So we are going to continue our clockwise tour round. I came up that road, didn't I? So I'm going down this one. Make sure I don't get lost. And we're coming up on Oregon Springs Pacific Grain. This is another one of the sell points. Just here, on your right. And then if we come back out of here, on your right, we've got the store, the machinery store, shop. And Morgan's Massive Motors, very nice indeed. As per usual, vehicle shop. You have got, well, we've got a cash point around the corner. We've got our configuration, customization sell point just here, and your purchasing point here. If you don't want to use your kind of in-game tablet view, you can do it from there if you want to. Vehicles spawn around the back here when you purchase them. And if you reset a vehicle, if you decide to reset a vehicle, they reset here to the store. Now, something I did notice, I really like this. Like an inspection ramp, repair ramp kind of thing. You can stick your vehicles up onto here, get underneath, have a look. You don't often come across those. Sometimes you have a pit in one of the workshops, you have a pit in the ground, but that's nice. And a little workshop around the back here. Doesn't serve a purpose in particular, unless you want to kind of go into that really immersive gameplay and you're going to bring your vehicles in and kind of simulate working on them. But it's nice to have it. It's on here. I think because I've done a lot of Let's Plays on English, Irish, Scottish maps, where it is tight and closed in and hedges and fences and narrow lanes, I think I kind of like the openness, but bizarrely enough, because it's not too open, it's probably why I like it. It's a mix between the two, really. Right, so that was your store, machinery shop, and we shall continue. Not across the grass, MrSealyp. So let's say here, if I try and drive into the water, not going to happen. Stops you dead. Which is interesting. I don't think I've come across that on any maps before. There might well be on some maps. I don't spend my time just trying to drive into ponds and rivers and things, but I haven't really noticed it before. So as we move around, we are coming kind of about halfway down the map. On the eastern side, we are at Oregon Springs Garden Centre. So if we pull into the Garden Centre, just here, we should have... Where is it? Oh, there we go. This is your spinnery, your sell point for wool, just tucked away nicely at the Garden Centre. Now, I haven't tried it because I haven't bought up a seed or anything, but I don't think there's a seed refill point here or anything like that. But you do have a sell point for manure and a sell point for slurry just here. I'm assuming, again, sometimes you make assumptions based upon other maps and things you've come across before. I'm assuming these are sell points and not storage points. It would be unusual to have a storage point for manure when you've got them at your farms already, but I'm pretty sure these are sell points. They usually are. Out of Oregon Springs Garden Centre, making sure I stop. We're going to head down, and coming up on our right is the dairy farm, cow farm, cattle farm, whatever you want to call it. Again, very, very nice size with ample barn space. You're not going to have any shortage of places to put your vehicles on this map, which can sometimes be an issue. Sometimes you have to put placeballs out because there just isn't enough space and you want to put them inside. So turning in here, Flint Rock Farm, very nice. Now again, this is an assumption. I don't know, because I haven't got any cows in here yet, I haven't played on the map yet, this is simply a first look, that when the cows are doing their thing, whether you have to clear the manure yourself or whether it automatically goes into a pit. I'm assuming this is where the manure goes, whether it does it automatically or you've got to put it. I think it's there. We've got a fuel point around the corner here, a massive barn here. As far as all the barns go, oh, actually inside this barn we have got a vehicle, a workshop is the word I was looking for, a workshop. Now I'm assuming the lights are automatic, that they come on at a certain time at night, because I haven't come across any light switches. If I'm wrong on that, please feel free to comment and correct me. I haven't seen any, so I'm assuming they're automatic. But let's move across to the actual dairy part itself. Two very large bunker silos for silage should you need them. The gates open on either side, just here. Now as far as feed trough. I'm trying to think where it was. My mind's gone blank. Right, around the sides here we've got a feed trough here, and out in the field, I think, we'll have a look in a second, I think is the water trough. So I'm assuming that this section here is for your straw and hay. Not straw and hay, straw for bedding. So I'm assuming because you've got cows already kind of lying down in these sections, that you come in here and this will be where your straw unload point is. And if you go to the other end of this, I like the open, I'm assuming it gets very hot. The fact you've got these fans just keeping the air moving ever so slowly so it doesn't get too stuffy. But I like the open nature of, I haven't really come across this again on any of the console maps that have come out. It's a nice kind of feel to it. We come to the end here. This is your purchase point for cows, or your load and unload point should you need it. Gate opens, I believe, and into the field. The water refill point is just over here. There we go. Nice big open pasture, plenty of room for your cows to move about. It's a cracking map. It really is very, very good. Textures, details, all of it. I mean, like I say, still plenty of barn space and shelter space. You'd need to get a lot of vehicles to fill all this up, but plenty of room for moving around because it's a big map, because it's a big American style map with big fields. You're going to be using trucks and lorries and large trailers and big machinery. You need the room to move about, and there's plenty of it. You're not going to get caught up in a small farmyard here. Now, I've got to make sure I go the right way here, so I don't want to miss anything. Right, no, I'm going to head south now, down between fields 28 and 36 towards Blue Line Feeds. Nipping across the road very, very quickly. So this way, I like the wind turbines as well. Got those dotted around all over the place. But like I said, it's not all flat. There's not a huge amount of height increase around this map. It's not like it's, you know, you've got a mountain in one corner or anything like that. But there's enough to make it feel realistic. Makes it interesting and breaks it all up. Changes the horizon line and the sight line every time. So, another greatly detailed model here, which is brilliant. Blue Line, well, extra profits, I say? Extra profit feeds. Nice. But another building I don't recall having come across. It looks like something from a mining map, that kind of thing maybe, I don't know, but it's really, really good. So we have got a train here. Now, unlike some of the older maps like Sosnovka and maps, I think it was on Bjornholm as well, where you could pull a lever and send the trains off, and that you got that kind of double payout thing. I don't think this train moves, it's just here for show. But again, it's a nice touch. Didn't need to be here. I'm assuming this is the Blue Line rail line, maybe that's why it's called Blue Line Feeds. But your sell point is just up here. And if we come out of Blue Line Feeds, this is what I'm talking about, the farms dotted around all over the place, as well as the ones where you've got your cows, your pigs and your sheep. This one here is just a farm. So if you want to relocate, if you want to use a different farm area, open fronted barn, closed fronted barn, you've got your liquid fertilizer point. I think there's fuel just there. This is what I was talking about the augers for filling the grain bins and that kind of thing. Unfortunately, I don't think it doesn't work. It would be brilliant if you could have one of those. So when you unload your grain from there, it puts it into the silo, the grain bin, up through the auger and into that would just be fantastic. But it's a great detail, a nice feature to have on. And then you've got your unload ones here, so that when your grain comes out of these two augers into there from the bottom of the grain bins, up this one and into a trailer. Now, These, as far as I'm aware, they're not functional. These aren't storage silos because there's nowhere to unload into. If I'm wrong, I'd love to be proved wrong. I haven't tried it yet, but if you can unload into these and fill up the silos, that'd be just fantastic. But a farm, it's here for you to use as you need. It's not, you know, there's nothing specific here, just another space that you can utilise for whatever you want. Right. I'm conscious of time because I don't want to make this a 3-hour first look, so let's move on. Across the map. Got to make sure I go the right way. So if we turn here, we should come to the sheep farm. I'm just looking at the bottom left-hand corner of the map as I go, watching my sat-nav. So we come to, and this is great, look, North Star Sheep Farm. I like the fact, like with Emerson's Livestock, with the big cow, bull at the top, I love the fact you've got this sheep sculpture sitting here out by the road, or track, say road, use the word road tenuously. But into the sheep farm, we've got another fountain, we've got, I think it's straw. Oh no, that's where the wool pallets spawn. That's where your wool pallets spawn. On this side is your sheep enclosure, pasture. Your purchase point, your load and unload point is just here. Just down here. Feed, and I think in the field, yep. In the pasture itself, your water refill point just there. But again, building in the pasture serves no purpose in particular. It's there, it adds to it. Very, very nice. I like the fact that all the farms, the buildings are all different as well. It's not been a case of, well, let's put a farmhouse, you know, and every farm's got the same one. They're all different, they all stand out. Have you noticed as well that difference between the Americans and the Brits? That pride in the flag, in the country. How many of the English maps you see with a Union Jack or a Union flag flying? You don't, do you? Interesting one, that. Anyway, continuing. So we are now on the western side of the map, and as I said, the forests are both on the west side, northwest, southwest. We are on the southwest corner, and we've got another forest just to the left of us here. If we come up here, we've got the other part to Woodhaven. Jump out. Now the one at the northwest corner has got the mill pond and the lumber sell point. This has got a lumber sell point which is just there, and it also has a wood chip sell point just there on the left hand side. I will double check that, I don't want to take it for granted. There you go, selling point for wood chips. Then opposite we have got, I believe on the map it says Pete's Diner. Made sure I left enough space this time. When I whizzed around the map before, I parked too close, and as the barrier opened, my pickup ended up in the middle of the... It just flew across the map. My own fault, really. But anyway, we've got an egg sale point, and around the back we've got a sale point. This is Pete's Diner. I'm sure Pete's going to get through a lot of stuff. He is the only diner on the map. And then from Pete's Diner, we head into this little, I don't know really how best to describe it. It's a little, I really don't know, a little community, I guess. Now, this building here on the right, it either looks like a courthouse or a school, or I'm thinking kind of courthouse type building, you know, but I could be wrong. But on the right hand side, or left hand side as we come up, but on my right hand side the sign, Western Daughters Butcher Shop Meat Provisions. This is your livestock market. It's not an Emerson's, but just in here, everything you need for your livestock if you're going to buy them and transport them yourself. and then sell them back to the livestock market, ready for whatever comes next. That's where you're going to do it, and we are on the western side of the map, just below, kind of just below the halfway point up the map. We've only got a couple of things left to look at. We've got the biomass facility, not biogas this time, and there is a kind of another farm placeables point which we're going to come up to in a moment, and then we'll be heading back to the main farm where we started. So if I turn left here before I go back towards the biomass, and we turn in just here, nice open shelter on the left hand side, but here, this huge expanse, you don't have to purchase it, it's yours, it's here, do whatever you want with it, transform it into your own personalised farm, whatever you want to do. And then, last on our list, I think it's last on the list, I don't want to get this wrong, but we've got the biomass plant, Oregon Springs Biomass. This is a big facility. I like the fact the storage tanks are kind of up on the side, up on a little hill bit. Again, it's different. It's enough that it doesn't look like just a plonk down. There we go. There's your biogas plant. Wind turbines too. But this is actually that is. Now this is an assumption. Hang on. I don't know. Now I'm thinking. This is an educated guess. How educated? I have no idea, but we'll see. When you sell your silage, once you've put your chaff in there, it's fermented and it's done, and you sell it here, and you put it into the anaerobic digester, and it does all the job it needs to do. You get digestate. The digestate is normally in one big tank. I'm assuming this is where you collect your digestate from. What I will do. Oh, there you go. Not bad for an educated guess. Digestate fill level is 0, so anything you sell there, the byproduct is digestate. It will go into whatever tank it's going to go into, but this is where you can collect your digestate from when it's done. And then around here we've got our bunker silos, 5 of, very large. These normally have something like a 2 million litre capacity, something like that. That's not bad, especially the size of the map. You get a load of fields going on silage harvests, get yourself 10 million litres, you're going to make a few dollars. I was going to say a few pounds, but you're not. A few quid, you're going to make a few dollars. So, we are almost. Oh, actually, there is a barn. That was what I was going to say. What was slightly different as well, even at the biomass plant, you've got barn space here for vehicles you want to be using while you're doing all the work here, and you've also got seed and fertiliser refill points as well, which is a nice touch. You don't often get those at biogas or biomass plants. Is it fuel here? Fuel as well. I know for a lot of you guys out there that do your multiplayers, especially on maps like this, when you'll do massive silage harvests, you're going to need this space for moving around if there's a lot of you playing. So, back to the main road. This is the main road we started on. If I turn right, we will go past where we first turned up towards the northwest corner. We are now heading back towards the farm that we started at. Which is coming up now. I've enjoyed this first look. I've enjoyed the openness. I've enjoyed the different styles of models, the different things that are put on here, the textures, the details. It really is a Very, very good map. Very, very nice. Now, I don't know about glitches or issues or anything like that. People that might be into this map 10, 15, 20 hours already or more, or might have played it on PC before, you might be aware of issues or anything. I don't know about any of that. All I know is I've come on, done my first look, I've tried to find everything and show everything, and again, this is by no means a comprehensive tour. I haven't shown you all the fields across the middle of the map. I may have missed something. I often do. But I hope it's been useful. I hope you found it informative and helpful in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do, thanks for watching.